really long. This is gonna be big. Oh my gosh, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Ooh, we're not gonna make it. Over these, a bunch of over-unders there. Kind of interesting, kind of weird, but kind of interesting, I guess. I mean, I don't know. So far, it's alright. Track's not amazing or anything. It's whoever made it could have definitely done better. And then here's this triple. Actually, this looks really familiar for some reason. Like these over-unders look really, 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 really familiar. Wait a minute. I think this is my track. Alright, so welcome back to some more Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game. Today we are going to be doing another Does Your Track Suck video. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like a full-blown series or not. You guys kind of seem to like that last one, so I figured we'd do at least one more. The three tracks we're going to take a look at today are Moto X, NJC 38 Compound 6, and Gang Gang 55. Just totally random, haven't tried them yet, haven't wrote them, anything like that. But I also did get quite a few comments with suggestions you guys wanted me to take a look at, like tracks. I don't know if a lot of them were your guys' tracks that you made, or just tracks that you enjoyed playing on, I guess. So if this does turn into a series, maybe every like 2 or 3 Does Your Track Suck videos, we'll do like a user created spotlight video where I'll kind of go through and take a look at all the tracks you suggested and then choose what I thought were maybe like the best 3 or something like that. If it's something you want to see, again, let me know in the comments and we can go from there. But yeah, today, Moto X, NJC 38 Compound 6, and Gang Gang 55. Starting with Moto X, we're going to see how many stars this track is worthy of. All right, so here we have Moto X. This is the first track we're going to take a look at. And one of the first things I notice is that the track, it has so much extra space left over. I mean, isn't there a smaller stadium you can use? I'm sure there's a smaller stadium. I'm 100% sure. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. It's been a long time since I built a track, but okay, we're not going straight there. That is definitely supposed to be a wall. Let's kind of get lined up here and get going. There's so much space that wasn't used. You don't have to use every square inch, but just choose a smaller stadium. I mean, I'm assuming it's a little bit easier to start with a bigger stadium and then just go with it if you don't have like a floor plan for it or anything. And then just the track works better and you don't really care if there's all this extra space, which I don't really care that much. It's just something that I personally would rather see not having so much extra space. I mean, again, not every square inch, but look to the left here. There is so much just space over there that it's insane. A little shout out to Moto. I know Moto mentioned in the comments last time, let's see, this was a wall. He mentioned in the comments last time that he would have given everybody at least 1 star based off of the ginormous stadium they were using. And I loved Foxborough. I thought Foxborough was like the best track. But I do agree with the other 2 tracks that the stadiums were just, they chose the big outdoor, or not outdoor, but open stadium. And so I do agree with him that it would have been better to choose a smaller stadium and then kind of lay your track out first, or kind of have an idea of what you want to do. I mean, it's a game. You do whatever you want. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters, okay? I'm going to keep saying that every time we do one of these. What matters is that you're happy with it. And this track really isn't that bad. I mean, it's got a good flow to it, actually. It's not that bad of a flow, and it's more realistic lap times, and just everything's really not that bad with it. It's just, 1, it's a little on the short side, and 2, there's so much extra space left over. Now, I think it's a little generic. It's a little boring for me. It's just me personally. Again, if it's something if it's what you like and your friends like it, then, you know, that's all that really matters, is that you like it. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just a little boring, I think. I mean, my style, what I like seeing. I mean, I like replicas as much as the next guy, but I don't know. There's nothing super memorable here. You know what I mean? When there's almost 3,000 tracks on PlayStation, I don't know how many are on Xbox or PC, but when there's almost 3,000 tracks, if you want people to download them, you know, if you're putting them online and stuff, you want people to download them and notice them. 1, either the execution has to be amazing on whatever you're doing, or it's got to be original. No matter how little. Oh my god, I jumped off the track again. I don't mind that section though. I just, for some reason, I'm brain freezing here and not getting it down the way we need to. But it's not, the flow itself is okay. The track design and layout is okay. It's just very generic. It's one of those tracks that I think if you play it even if you play 10 laps, you're going to forget about it. You're going to download and move on to the next one and not remember this track. You know what I mean? So, I mean, not every track can be the most amazing track. So, it's okay. I just think it's an average Supercross track. An average, more realistic type Supercross track. So, short lap times, I think that's going to about do it. Don't want to spend too much time. So, you know, if I had to give it the suck star rating, which we're going to give it the suck star rating, we're going to give this 2.5. 2.5 stars out of 5, and mainly because there's a lot of space that wasn't utilized, and it was super, super generic. Again, if it's what you like, and it's just my opinion, it doesn't make it a bad track. That's just my opinion. So try not to take offense to it. I think you laid it out really good. I think everything flowed really well, had a nice kind of flow to it, and it was just really generic, I think, in my opinion, and the extra added space. So 2.5 suck stars out of 5. Let's hop over to the next one and see how well that one fares. So moving on to the next track on our list is the NJC 38 Compound 6. This track looks really well done. It looks really thought out. It looks like it's not, again, his first rodeo, but let's jump into this because it's going to be blind. Now, it looks complicated enough that a guy like me might really struggle here. We'll just have to take a peek. I love the big whoops. Oh man, look at that run we got through that. Gonna take it a little slow on the first lap just because I really don't know what to expect. Okay. Alright, that's kind of cool. Into a double, which we might not ever get that, but we'll try. Yeah, this track looks like... Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. To a little hip jump landing. A little triple here. A few sections look like you might have to slow up for just a little bit. Into the big whoops again. Into a triple. Man, that's going to be tough. And that's not because the design is bad. That's because I'm not very good at the game. I'm not very good at the game. So for me to hit a lot of this stuff might be a struggle. I could kind of tell that was a wall actually, but based off the way that's kind of interesting. So it's a jump off of the over-under. I have seen that before, but it's kind of cool when people decide to use it like that. Step on, step off, into what looks like it's probably a tire tap. Into a triple, probably gonna have to preload some of this stuff. Into another triple. This is gonna be a really long lap time, I bet. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's sick. I don't know how we're gonna get over that. We might have to tune the bike differently too. I mean, a track like this probably doesn't suit the way I have my bike tuned. I would like to try and get at least one decent lap in. The problem is, a track like this, these are huge triples. The problem is, tracks like this take a little time to get used to. You know what I mean? So, oh man, that works so perfect. Those landings I always thought were too steep, but the way he built that worked just about right. The problem is I just don't spend enough time on the track to probably get used to it. So, even though I'm not doing it justice, trust me, that will not hurt the review, the rating of the track. Just because I can't get around it doesn't mean it's not a good track. That's kind of an interesting section. I actually kind of like that. Into this double, which we're barely getting over. Oh, there it was, but I keep forgetting it curves that way. Okay, got it. Into what looks like a little triple. Into the big whoops. Hey, we got over that triple that time. Sweet. Kind of take it easy here. A little double, which isn't too hard to get. This was a wall. Okay, slow down. This is a wall. Into the double off of that. Into the big whoops. Oh, we got a beautiful run through those. He spaced them out just right. Step on. Step off. Into what essentially would be a tire tap, but we're actually jumping all the way over it. Oh, much better lap. Much better lap than what we had last time. Under 2 minutes. Nice. I keep forgetting that's what that is. If I would just drop a preload on it, it really wouldn't be that bad. And then it'd be a triple. So a double triple into this dragon's back off double. Into a huge triple, which I don't know if I'm going to get that one, man. Into a big double across the track. into this thing that works just... I actually overjumped a little bit that time, but man, that's about as good as you can get that because that landing's really steep. And that corner is messing me up. We'll do... You know what? Let's do one more because this track is actually really, really well done. I don't know if there's anything... I'm trying to think if there's anything super original here. I mean, that's one of the things I look for is just originality. Again, because there's so many tracks out there. It's just, that's what makes me come back to, or check out tracks or stay on them longer, or run more laps, stuff like that, because of the originality. This is kind of cool. That's probably one of my favorite sections, just because it's a little bit different. Into the little triple, got to get on top of these whoops really well to make this triple. Oh man, we're just barely getting over that. Slow down. Into a little double, and then the wall, I believe. He used all the space. He he went with the, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh man, we messed this up. He went with the back and forth kind of look to the track, so he could just run from one side to the other, basically. Into the tire. Ah, there we go. We actually got the wheel tap in. Triple. Triple. I'm so focused, man. I want to get a good lap in. Yeah, even with the preload, I might have missed it, but we're still just barely... Well, we got the triple that time. Didn't get the double clean, but... Oh, tell me we got it. Oh, over jumping. I'll take it, but it works. It's actually probably better to over jump it, because then you can hit that just about perfect. Sick. Yeah, that worked really well. It was about, I'm sure fast guys are like 1 minute, 30 seconds, but dang, good job, man. Nice compound. Really good flow. It's difficult enough that you actually got to have like a decent bike setup, or you got to hit the corners real hard. I mean, there's no... He used the perfect amount of track. I mean, you can see to the right there's some opening there, but I mean, realistically, tracks are going to have some open spots for stuff, so... Yeah, I mean... Really good job. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, there's nothing like super, super original on it. But as far as just, if you were going to run races with your friends, this is a good track to run it on. It's not too hard, but it's not too easy. There's sections that can really mess you up. He used the big whoops, and you know the big whoops can catch you sometimes, and you can take a spill. So, chose a good stadium. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to give it a suck rating, you know, a suck stars, even the good tracks. We're going to go with like... half a star. Half a star. Good job, dude. I'm sure you've made multiple tracks, because this one definitely doesn't feel like it's probably your first one. So check it out. NJC Compound 6, I believe. And let's move on to the last one. Okay, so here we are with Gang Gang 55. This is the last track we're going to check out today. You know what? Let's just jump into it, because I really don't know. I mean, we'll just have to see what it's about. Now, it does look like... Did he choose the smallest stadium you can have? I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to decide that later. But, I mean, it looks interesting. Interesting right there. Dragging us back to Flatland now. I think we're going this way, it looks like. Yeah, we're going this way. The other way was the stars. Into a pretty generic triple. Into a whole lot of nothing. I mean, couldn't put a lot there, I guess, because it's crossing the finish line. But then here's the finish line. I don't know. These kind of tracks, there's definitely worse ones out there. Okay, there's definitely worse ones. I mean, it's that whole saying where you'll never have the worst one, probably. I kind of wish you would have added something there. I don't like it when it cuts back onto the start straight. That kind of an angle of a corner. I wish it would be lower and then cut up higher or something. Cutting across the track, I mean, here there could have been something. I mean, again, if it's what you like, if it's what you want, if it's what your friends and you want to play on, you know, great. That's all that matters. But I personally don't like having really, really long stretches of straightaway with nothing. Now, if it's a long stretch of straightaway running to like a really, really, really big jump, okay, I can understand that, but I don't know. It feels like most of the time I'm on the ground. Most of the time we're on the ground. There's no... I don't even think there's any whoops. There's no whoops. There's minimal there's no rhythm section. Like here it's kind of a triple table. Oh no, I was wrong. Little section of whoops. Okay, he's got the whoops. Into these little S-turns, which these are the most original thing about this track is this section probably. Into a dragon's back to a flat landing and into this triple. So no rhythm section. And I mean, that's not necessarily something that would make it suck more because there's no rhythm section. And here, since it crosses across the start there, I know that I guess he was limited with what he would be able to do because the starting line was there, but oh my god, come on, get on this track. I'm actually struggling on this track more than any of the other ones. I mean, there's space. Yeah, there's actually a lot of space over to the right here. Let's take a peek. Now, I don't know if he could have chose a smaller one. This to me looks like it's one of the smaller stadiums, so, you know, he may not have used all the space. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it looks like he chose to use one of the smaller stadiums at least. Actually, maybe not. Maybe this is the medium-sized baseball diamond. I mean, it's a baseball diamond for sure, but if he chose the smaller stadium, okay, you know, if he's not using up all the space, he couldn't have chose a smaller stadium than what he did, so it's kind of, you know, whatever, but I don't know. I'm just not really a big fan. There's just nothing on here. Not only is it extremely generic, there's just nothing here. There's no challenge, really. And yeah, you could be saying, if you made the track and you're like, oh, I would dust you on this track. I would turn a 25-second lap time. Okay, that's great, but I'm just saying for having fun, because it's a video game and we buy the games for having fun, I don't personally... This isn't a track that I would download to have fun on. You know what I mean? It's not like the layout is so bad. It's kind of like the first one. It's not, except more so. The layout's not so bad. It's not like there's no flow, but like this section here, it's just so straight, full of nothing. Unless you just want to pull wheelies or something, it just doesn't feel like there's anything here. So this one, we're gonna give this one a 3.5. I mean, we could go higher probably, but 3.5. The layout's not terrible. If it's the smaller stadium, it doesn't bother me that there's all this extra space. But if it's the bigger stadium, then it bothers me again that there's just like all this extra space that could be utilized. I mean, you don't have to use up every square inch. Every track has space on it. Realistically, tracks have space on it. They put stuff there. They have the asterisks, or is it asterisks or Alpine Stars? I don't remember. It used to be asterisks or Alpine Stars, and it's the other one. But they have the medical crew. They have all kinds of stuff out on the track, so they have to have area, but huge areas in these tracks with these huge stadiums. I think this is the big stadium, actually. I think this is the large baseball stadium, and he could have done the small indoor one, I think, but I'm not sure. So if you want to make small tracks, you know, just put them in a small stadium. But it's a game. It's what you want to do. So if you're having fun with it, thumbs up. That's all that matters. And that's all the time we have for today. Again, if you didn't catch it at the beginning, if you want this series to continue, make sure to put a like on the video, and we'll keep going with it. And then maybe next time, maybe, I'm not going to promise anything, but maybe next time we'll do like a user-created track spotlight, okay? So if you want your tracks to be, or you want me to take a peek at them, and maybe have them in the video, leave them down in the comments, the ones that you're really proud of, and I will make a point to check out every single track that you suggest. And then I'll choose what I thought were some of the best 3, and we'll go from there. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for any support you leave on this video and the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.